Veterans re-entering civilian life face many challenges, including finding a job. Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Welcome to this edition of Military Makeover Operation Career. Today, inspirational stories of former servicemen and women who have reinvented themselves and are thriving at companies who value their unique skills. Being a project manager responsible for delivering complex construction projects in our communities requires dedication, expertise, and teamwork. Qualities that veterans bring to Cumming Group.
Cumming Group is an international capital project and cost consultancy, and we're the largest firm of our type in North America. We provide mission-critical services for large, complex projects around the world and have built a reputation for delivering those projects on time, on budget, and to the highest quality standards. We work across all sectors of the built environment, from building airports and infrastructure and transportation to schools and universities and hospitals and hotels and corporate headquarters to some of the world's most advanced manufacturing facilities, some of the largest data centers in the world. So every client in every sector has their own set of unique challenges. So we go super deep with subject matter expertise to make sure that we can provide custom solutions for our clients and bring actionable, relevant data and best practices to their projects.
My military background, I started by attending the military academy at West Point, and after joining the Army Corps of Engineers as an officer, and served multiple deployments, a lot of time in the Middle East, and other places in the United States.
After I received my architecture degree, I accepted a commission into the Navy Civil Engineer Corps officers, managed the construction and maintenance of Navy and Marine Corps shore installations.
I actually joined the Marines in 1999, so I was there from 99 to 2003, so a little over 4 years. The biggest reason why I went into the military is I just wanted to make a difference. I wanted to do something different with my life, and I wanted to feel like there was purpose and meaning.
I served in the Navy for approximately 8 years. I was a surface warfare officer, which basically means that you're a glorified ship driver.
So I was a sergeant in the Marine Corps. I served 4 years from 95 to 99. I actually was going to school in New York. Ran into a Marine Corps recruiter walking down the street, left college. Probably one of the best choices I made in my life.
Actually, my brother was my recruiter, and he signed me up for one term in the U.S. Army. I joined as counterintelligence, but due to a family emergency back home, I transitioned to supply so that I could get out earlier and help the family business.
I was in the United States Army Reserve, enlisted in 1990, served as a reservist from 1990 to 1998. I was a unit supply specialist in a unit within southern Maine.
So I went to college for architecture. While I was in college, I discovered the Bachelor Degree Completion Program, which was specifically for architects and engineers. And this was in the Navy. That was able to kind of pay for my college, which allowed me to finish getting my degree.
In my experience in this firm and in this industry, I find that veterans bring a tremendous wealth of traits and talents to be successful here at Cumming Group.
As I was looking at some of the skill sets that I had, I realized that there's a wealth of soft skills that naval officers or just military officers have in general that can directly translate into a variety of occupations within the civilian world. And for me, I found that project management was something that I wanted to pursue. And so during the transition, I looked into several project management roles and did not limit myself in the particular industry, but just knew that the skill sets really were applicable regardless of industry.
Being business development for an owner's advocate for a major capital project, you have to trust each other. Just like in the military, it has to be a team. And as a team, we'll hold each other accountable to make sure that the mission happens.
I would say especially early on in your career, if you get out, maybe if you've been there for 30 years in the military, you may be kind of going down one direction, but especially early on, like there's certain skills that you create in the military, whether that be organization or discipline or leadership skills that just transfer into most other career paths as well. In terms of Cumming, there are very diverse career opportunities there. You could start in project management, you could do cost management, you could do sustainability, you could do research, you could be marketing, business development. It's such a big company that you're able to get a lot of opportunities, and I've even seen people kind of cross over from one to the other, pretty seamlessly. So there's just opportunities to go up, down, over, anywhere you want to go in Cumming, which is a really cool opportunity to have.
With construction and project management, there is a very definite goal. It's to get the project done on time, on budget, and meeting all the quality standards. And in the military, we had very specific job focused or, trying to get this particular thing done. And it's the same idea, and it's the same kind of mix of different skill sets and different personalities and all working together, but all pulling for the same thing and trying to get the same project done, and meet those common goals.
Being in the Marines, there's a lot of values that you learn. There's a lot of things that they teach you, and it truly is honor, courage, and commitment. And that was something that they instill in you from the first day you join until, the day you leave. And I think those skills, those values are what I'm able to bring working at Cumming Group. There's this commitment to the team, commitment to getting the job done, commitment to exceed and be the best at everything that you do. And I do think that without my military experience, I don't feel like I could add as much value as I do to the business.
I learned early on when building buildings for the Navy that the focus for designing and building a building really needs to be on the end users of that building, the people who work and learn in that building. And military buildings are largely geared toward teaching and training as our education facilities. I constantly preach to my staff that if you want to have a successful project, you need to know who your customer is. And the customer isn't necessarily the one writing the checks. The customer really should be those who are using the facility.
My current role with Cumming Group is Project Director, Construction, Stakeholder Engagement and Oversight for the new Terminal 1 here at JFK. It's we'll call a mega project, $9.5 billion being invested in a brand new replacement terminal for the existing Terminal 1, meant to become a world-class experience, putting New York on the map internationally for a grand experience.
We have so many opportunities. When you have a bigger organization like ours, we need support everywhere, right? We need support in communications. We need support in construction. We need support in accounting and finance and all of the support roles as well. So there are so many different areas where we need really qualified, capable people with the mindset that the military prepares them for.
I'm very proud of the culture we have here at Cumming Group. Firstly, our vision is to be the most trusted team in the built environment. And for us, trust is about doing the right thing for our team members, for our clients, and for our projects.
Welcome back to Military Makeover Operation Career. I'm joined today in studio by Mr. Mike Jennings, who's the CEO and founder of Absolutely American. Their mission is connecting private and government employers with skilled veterans who are seeking employment. And thanks so much for being here, sir.
Well, thank you for having me.
Really, absolutely. Mike, you and I are both veterans, and we served our country, and then we had a relatively seamless transition into civilian life. But a lot of our veterans don't find this transition as seamless. Why is that?
Well, I'll tell you, a big part of that is the language barrier. Military veterans, most of us, we come into the service right out of high school or very quickly thereafter. We come into a military environment where we speak a language all our own, full of government acronyms and slang. We learn a certain type of business that isn't necessarily done outside of the military itself. So when it comes time to make that transition, trying to understand for them what it is that they've done while they were serving and applying that to a civilian occupation is really difficult. The other part of this, I guess, is expectations. I've found that military veterans do extremely well whenever it is that they know what it is that's expected of them. And the military makes it clear what those expectations are, but as they go to make their civilian transition, those expectations are not as clear. The next part of that is the environment itself and what it is what they're about to encounter. So if you think about whenever it is that we get ready to go downrange in military operation, there's always a degree of intel that goes in front of us with this, and we seek in-country guides to do that. So we've oftentimes found that the military veteran is more inclined to be okay with taking that hill than they are with going out there and finding that job.
So Mike, now tell us how Absolutely American works.
When we first started the company, our focus was really simple, which was treat everybody the way it is that we would want to be treated, and do our very best work, which means always trying to improve and continuing to get better. And one of the things that we're most proud of that has come from that is not only the life-changing transitions that we've been able to facilitate with the people that we've worked with, but also the commitment it is that we have made in building our company from the ground up to deliver return on investments to the people who use our services. And we have been so serious about this that 2018 was our best year. And literally at the end of that year, we were not satisfied with the level of service. So literally dumped the entire company out on the floor and rebuilt it from the ground up to make sure that we could look at an employer and be confident in saying that not only are you going to get service from us, but you're going to get results that last.
That's so great. And how do you help transitioning veterans connect with corporate employers?
Certainly it starts with the individuals coming to us and registering with us and making themselves known. And from there, it really goes into diving deep on value systems. Before you can make a military transition, you really need to understand what it is that's really important to you. And we spend a lot of time working with people trying to uncover those value systems that they want to align and then prioritizing them. And then from there, to figure out the kinds of roles it is that they want, it really starts with whatever functional duty they were doing in the military and that part of the job that they have. What is it that they want to do more of that they were currently doing? What do they want to do less of that they were doing? And what would they like to add to their job that isn't too much of a leap from where it is that they are right now?
A lot of them don't understand that a job in the military is equivalent in some ways in the civilian world to maybe 5, 6, 7 other verticals, right?
Oh, absolutely. And I would argue even more than that, because with that comes a lot of opportunity.
And they need to understand these opportunities in everything from construction to engineering to you name it, right?
Law enforcement, logistics, there's all kinds of places that those types of functional duties can fit.
Let's break it down and tell them how it really works.
When it comes down to it is that most people come in contact with us, come to us through our events, registering for one of our job fairs, or coming to us as part of our online job board and resume service. And from that point, we work the process of matching them with the employers who are attending our events, or they can apply to jobs that are on that site. We have a military skills translator, and our military transition guide helps people tremendously with this process. And then on the other bookend of this is our Absolutely American services that are a lot more in depth for individuals who are coming from the technical engineering and more the management backgrounds.
And businesses across this country need to understand that they are going to truly benefit by hiring a veteran, right?
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, if there is no benefit, this is a charity. And America is not built on supporting charitable work. So the value of a veteran has been very well established. We see people who have the ability to learn training very quickly, apply it to a job, and then be able to extend that to other duties. And then they go and they do this work in some of the most difficult environments on the planet. And all of the while doing it in service to the country, maintaining a great attitude, good order, and discipline.
And also making sure that they can survive.
That's right. That's a fact.
And now you have a podcast, right?
Yes, we do.
Tell me a little bit about the podcast. Come on.
It's called the Military Minute, militaryminute.us. And it's a podcast that's designed to be short and brief, but informational to support not only the transition process, but the long-term career success of the military member. Our objective is to not just make the transition. The transition itself is just the first step in the career, and there's many other after that. But most of us veterans tend to identify ourselves as veterans first before it is that we do anything else.
And now you also have a book, right?
We do. It's actually just been released, and it's an all-new approach to looking at the military to civilian transition. And what we've tried to do in the book is really help the military veteran understand what it is that they're going to be facing and how to plan for it properly. Because it's always been my philosophy that the military veteran will know what to do if they can understand what's expected. So we're trying to give them a view of what this process looks like and help them work their way through it and be able to absorb this in a very easy to read manner.
You know, when you think back on everything that you've done so far, what's been one of the most rewarding things that you or maybe some of your employees have gone through or helped with?
Well, certainly you can look at any number of the cases where there was a particular hardship with the individual, and we have a countless number of those. But one of the ones that I will say that has been most impactful to me recently has been actually working with companies and helping to change their trajectory, not only through the work it is that we do with connecting them with military veterans, but also in the way it is that through our experience and our expertise, we've been able to help them, to coach them to be better in their recruiting, better in their onboarding and their value propositions, and even setting up some of their organization better in order to help their business succeed. And that's been great.
Where can vets go if they want to get started?
AbsolutelyAmerican.com or CorporateGray.com.
Thank you so much, Mike, for being here, sir.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it. And okay, we'll be back right after this. And of course, if you want more information, you can always go to our website. Thank you, sir. We all rely on the success of global trade, whether transporting temperature-controlled vaccines, locomotives to Peru, or wind turbine blades to Turkey. DHL Global Forwarding is a leader in transportation and logistics. They see adding transitioning veterans to their team as a vital part of their success moving forward.
My name is Robert Reiter. I'm the CEO of DHL Global Forwarding here in the US, based out of Miami. The US for us is a team of 3,000 forwarding experts, and we are maintaining a global network in 220 geographies around the world.
My name is Brian Ramsey. I work for Strategic Accounts, DGF Seattle. As far as my military time altogether, time served is 30 years.
My name is John Nguyen. I am 27 years old, born and raised in Houston, Texas. I am currently in the Army Reserves, stationed in Huntsville, Texas, with 242 Quartermaster Company.
Our world depends on logistics. Since 1969, DHL has been connecting people and improving lives.
DHL is a global leader in logistics. Our vision is to become the logistics company for the world. Our mission is excellence simply delivered. Our guiding principles, respect and results. Our first bottom line is to be an employer of choice. We need engaged people to deliver excellent service to our customers. And we are really very much committed finding them a long-term career in our very much safety-driven, ethical and welcoming environment.
I've been at DHL 2.5 years. I process import and export shipments. We make sure parts get overseas to build the planes that a lot of people fly in now. My first deployment was Desert Shield, Desert Storm, like beginning of my military career. I was with the unit who actually cleared the road for us to go into Iraq.
Currently right now I'm at 92 Sierra, which is a shower and laundry specialist. Pretty much we go into wartime, peacetime, and humanitarian support where we provide showers and laundry.
We provide secure employment in an environment that people enjoy working. We give our employees the necessary freedom and the culture to think long term.
DHL has treated me very well. In all the companies I've ever been to, I see myself working at DHL for the full 20 years and beyond.
To learn more about great career opportunities for veterans at DHL Global Forwarding, visit the link below.
Great to see that after sacrificing so much to their military service, today's veterans have found careers where they've been able to shine. I'm Montel Williams. Thank you so much for joining us in this episode of Military Makeover Operation Career. We'll see you next time.